So this has been a question that's been bothering me for the entirety of the Shadowkeep campaign. And I was joking with this with a few friends and on the Discord, and I think I finally figured it out. Why pineapple fried rice? In the book, Singular Exegete, Eris is going on a very deep personal journey to pretty much figure out what's going on with the messages from the darkness and how to make pineapple fried rice. And I did some digging, and I think I figured it out. This is Video Game Crosstalk, and I hope you enjoy this Destiny lore video. Okay, so this is going to be another one of these videos where I don't have a full script, I just have my bullet points because it worked fairly well last time, and if I can do these videos more often, I can produce more videos, and that's something that brings me joy, and I hope it brings you joy as well. So let's get this thing started. Anyway, like I said, it's the Singular Exegete, where Eris Morn is trying to decipher what the darkness is trying to tell us, and as a sub-story across all of these books, there's this other journey that she's making to make pineapple fried rice based off an old recipe from the Golden Age. And she's thoroughly confused by this, as most people are, because the English language is weird, and we call it a pineapple. And she asks the question, an apple that tastes like pine? Is this a joke? And if anyone's ever had, well, I mean, pineapple is delicious, sweet and juicy and all that good stuff. And if you've ever had pineapple fried rice, it is so good. I did not expect it to be this good when I first had it. But anyway, it's a fantastic dish. I highly suggest you give it a try. But it always struck me as odd. Why pineapple fried rice? And pineapple in particular, the emphasis on the pineapple. Because I know Bungie doesn't just use random things. Just about every element they have in their stories has another reference someplace else within the Destiny universe, or it's a reference and it's a symbol in the real world. So I started thinking back to the pineapple itself, and this little random factoid that I picked up along my journeys in real life is that the pineapple is a symbol of hospitality. And I don't really understand why, but when I was visiting family down in South Carolina, specifically Charleston, my niece mentioned how there's pineapples everywhere. I'm like, well, that's weird. She goes, well, it's a symbol of hospitality or something. And if you go throughout the city of Charleston, there's like a giant pineapple fountain. So I'm like, okay, it's a symbol of hospitality. Cool. So I looked into this a little bit more earlier this week. And as it turns out, there's a very good reason for it. As most symbols typically do have a legitimate reason for being a symbol itself. Turns out, the pineapple became a symbol of hospitality during the Age of Exploration, when sailors and traders would come to the colonies here in the US, and if they were able to procure a pineapple, a fruit from the Caribbean, and bring it back to the colonies, this was a rare treat. And if you were a host, and you greeted your guests with a fresh pineapple, that's almost like a status symbol, because you're able to procure such a rare, exotic, delicious fruit and have it served fresh. And it's very difficult to come by because you could only get it in certain regions of the world, and perilous journeys, so to speak. It was the Age of Exploration. Any type of large journey by boat was extremely risky during these days. So if you're able to procure a pineapple, it meant you had connections, and if you're able to greet your guests as a symbol of hospitality and welcoming. And let's be honest, the pineapple itself, the very shape of it, is very elegant, almost crown-like. So it made for a very convenient crowning piece on a larger display, and just very visually appealing. So that's why the pineapple is a symbol of hospitality. Going back to Eris, she's very lonely, and she's been through a lot, like a lot. And the only person that she really has contact with during the course of Singular Exegete, I mean, she has that one brief encounter with Asher Mir, But really, the main contact that she has throughout this book is with this one woman. She can't remember her name offhand. She says either Sumerian or Arcadian. And right there, I knew that her name was going to be significant. You don't drop a hint like that, or a kind of dismissive half a sentence like that, and not have it mean something. And it turns out this woman's name is Anina. So I go to the Googles and I put Sumerian Anina. Turns out that this is the name of a goddess, and it's been passed down through few different cultures, specifically also known as Ishtar. You know, like the Ishtar Academy and the Ishtar Network. So this person has a very significant name specifically with the Destiny universe. And Anina is best known for bringing knowledge and culture to the nation of Uruk, which is present-day Iraq, I believe. So what Anina has done is that she was able to go to the Pacific Archaeology on Titan and find pineapple seeds in one of its stores or archives. And she was able to bring that back to Eris. And I mean, she's going into the new Pacific Archaeology and flying across the solar system just to bring some pineapple seeds to her friend. That's a bit of a perilous journey, would you agree? So essentially, Eris has a visitor who, visits her somewhat regularly, somewhat frequently. And just to be a good friend, she makes a perilous journey to bring back a symbol of hospitality. And this is where it all kind of like spins together. Everything kind of comes together. Because who exactly is Eris's guests? Sure, we could say Anina, and I mean, yeah, it's Eris's guest, but it really doesn't fit this story. So who is Eris preparing for? Who is Eris waiting for? And that would be the darkness. The pyramid ships have just arrived and are offering us power. And as the story progresses, I'm not entirely sure that the darkness is really going to be our final battle. Because really, the darkness is offering us power. Why would our enemy offer us power? And they're offering us power, specifically in the form of, darkness powers and soon to be stasis, and also the ruinous effigy, a literal weapon for us to wield. And it seems that it's going to be a weapon against Savathun. So the darkness is presenting itself not as an enemy, but as an ally. So that makes me think, is the darkness really our endgame? Or are we really going to be going against the Hive Gods? So let's bring this all back together again. Eris is waiting, and she's preparing. She's actually preparing to welcome the darkness. And she said this before, that we should accept the gift. And let's be honest, we've been accepting the gift of darkness for a while now. We have literally danced in ascendant planes. We have been using the weapons of sorrow. We've been harnessing the darkness in our weapons. Myself included, plenty of us still use the title of Dredgen, which is basically one of the most evil titles that you can have in the Destiny universe. So it's the darkness that Eris is welcoming. And she was able to obtain it through a connection that she has that was able to make a perilous journey for her and bring it back. And by the time the darkness arrives, I'm going to assume she might be able to welcome the darkness with a plate of fried rice served inside a hollowed out pineapple. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I honestly have no idea if this topic has already been discussed in the lore community for Destiny, but this is something I just finally pieced together for myself, so I'm giving myself a little pat on the back type of thing. If you'd like to hear more lore explained in this fashion, please hit the subscribe button. If you can't think of anything to leave as a comment but would still like to support this channel, leave the word pineapple to symbolize the hospitality that Eris is offering the darkness. Thank you so much one more time for watching, and until the next time, I'll see you in the tower.